Alright, so then a verbal consent will come up. Most of the IRBs for each hospital are going to try to get verbal consent approved for their cervical and breast cancer screening study. These are the lines you're going to say to someone between 50 to 64. In our algorithm, they'll get enrolled for both cervical and breast cancer screenings. Alright, there's script lines, so it's going to take about 3 to 5 minutes to say them, so I'm just going to sort of summarize it. Let me read the verbal consent study to you. It's going to tell you everything that the potential participant needs to know to be enrolled in this study. It's going to give them information, and then they're going to consent to it. All right? May I ask you some questions about cervical and breast cancer screening? To tell you everything about the study, right? Follow-up within 30 days, how we got our guidelines from the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force, and then things about the Research Associate and what they're going to do, right? Confidentiality, all that stuff. Let's say that, read it word for word, because it covers everything the IRB needs us to say to all the patients and the visitors. There is absolutely no need to paraphrase there. Just read it word for word. Yes, agree to be enrolled. Typically what happens. About 80 to 90% of the time you say yes. So mark it complete, just like it says right here. Data for this form is complete, and then move on to the next one. And then you're on to the study data form. Alright, so now, since you clicked in the beginning for the cervical and breast cancer screening study, those squares are going to pop up. Right? Do you have a primary care practitioner, that is a doctor, nurse practitioner, or physician assistant, that you go to for routine visits like checkups? Whatever they want to say. In this case, we'll say yes. Do you see your primary care practitioner in anywhere, whatever they say? Private office, clinic, part of a hospital, clinic that's not part of a hospital, school, workplace, so another place you see your PCP. Say they go to a clinic. How long ago was your most recent visit to your primary care practitioner? Okay, let's say they remember the date, more or less. Right? They went a month ago. So let's say a month from today. Right? Everything has to be entered in year, month, day format. Okay. So they said they went exactly a month ago. So we can do this. Right? That's exactly a month ago from today. Okay. And you're going to ask them, is this the exact year? And they're going to say, yeah. I went exactly in 2012. I know the exact date and the exact month, the exact year that I went. That's everything here. Otherwise, they're going to give you a range. Right? If they're not exactly sure, I went about a month ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago. Right? Then you're going to count it up differently. In this case, they know the exact value. Then for the RA, it's just going to say, okay, PCP visit within 12 months, because today's the 23rd, and they went the 23rd of January 2013, and they went on December 23rd, 2012, exactly a month ago. So that's within 12 months. So REDCap will calculate that for you. And it tells you what to put down. It says put down PCP visit within 12 months. Right, then it's going to tell you to save. So an issue for some of the RAs is they go all the way through the database and they don't hit a save button frequently often enough, and they lose everything. So I want you guys hitting save and continue. It's our refresh button. Alright, I just want you to hit that before you go on. So there, now that part is saved, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. That'll be there. Okay. After that, it's going to say PCP visit within 12 months. Okay. Then it's going to move on to OBGYN. Do you have an OBGYN that is a doctor, nurse practitioner, physician assistant who specializes in women's health issues? Sure, I have one of those too. Right. Do you see your OBGYN? Private office or clinic? It's part of a hospital. Clinic that's not part of a hospital. A school, a workplace, any other place? Say same thing. Clinic that's not part of a hospital. Next line. How long ago was your most recent visit to your OBGYN? Okay, this one they don't exactly remember. Right. A little while ago. Okay, so then you're going to ask them, was your most recent visit to your OBGYN within the last 12 months? More than 12 months ago? Or you don't remember how long ago? I think they'll say, pretty sure it was more than 12 months ago. So I saw an OBGYN 2 years ago. Okay, so then REDCap will tell you what to put down next. OBGYN visit more than 12 months ago. Alright, again, you're going to save through this part. Right, this is to ensure that all that data gets saved. And then you're going to mark down B, more than 12 months ago. Then you're going to get cervical cancer screening questions. Right? Females 21 to 29 have one set of questions to get asked, and then females 30 to 65 have a different algorithm to go through. Have you had a hysterectomy that is a removal of the uterus that included the removal of the cervix, the opening to the uterus? Okay, so say no, they still have a cervix. Okay. Have you ever had a Pap test that is a pelvic exam with a specimen taken from your cervix to look for early cancer? In this case, sure, they've had a Pap test before. Have you ever been told that you have cervical cancer or cancer of the uterus, an abnormal Pap test that needed special follow-up or tests, or conditions that need a more frequent Pap test? Say in this case, no, they were never told that. Okay. Who did your most recent Pap test? In this case, they're going to say it's their OBGYN. Okay, so they saw their OBGYN more than 12 months ago. When was your most recent Pap test done? You're going to say, oh, it was within 3 years. Maybe 2 years ago. Okay. And it seems they're up to date. So it seems you're up to date for a Pap test. And it's going to tell you mark that down. And then for females 50 to 74 years of age, this woman is 55. So breast cancer screening questions will come up as well. Have you ever had breast cancer? In case she'll say no. Have you ever had a mammogram? That is an x-ray of the breast to look for early cancer. Say she has done it. Have you ever been told that you have an abnormal mammogram that needed special follow-up tests? In this case, let's say, you know what, she has had an abnormal mammogram. Alright, so women who have had an abnormal mammogram should follow up very closely with their treating physician. Please be sure you're in close contact with your doctor about this. Good. Then it'll tell you to save, so you're going to do that. And then you're back down to where you were before. Alright, it'll tell you to mark down abnormal mammogram. And it's going to ask you other demographic information for the patient. What language do you prefer to speak? Say English this time. What is the highest grade that you finished in school? She'll say college. Do you have Medicare? Say no. Do you have Medicaid? Nope. Do you have private health insurance that you get through a job, or purchase yourself, or get from a family member? I have private insurance. Okay. Do you have any other kind of health insurance? You gotta put something down here, right? Data is still incomplete. There's nothing that says it's complete and you can move on. Data is still incomplete, so you need to put something down. To make the next field appear, you must enter something in the memo. Something like none or no. Right? And then if they include anything, like they might say, oh, she might say my husband has military insurance and I'm covered under that. Okay, whatever they want to put down that's not covered either through Medicare, Medicaid, or private health insurance. But here, none. Hit tab. Alright, now you're good. Data for this form is complete. Alright, mark this form complete, and then save and go to the last form. Okay, so now you're on the exit page. There's going to be a summary that pops up here. Based on your responses to the research questions, it seems like she visited a PCP within 12 months. She visited an OBGYN, but more than 12 months ago. She's up to date for the Pap test according to our algorithm. She has seen an OBGYN and had a Pap test within 3 years. And then she also indicated having an abnormal mammogram. So we told her, please be sure you're in close contact with the doctor about this. And so for now, you're done with this study. Thank you very much for participating in the cervical and breast cancer screening study. There's a prompt here. You should get your hand washing done. It's a NARAP initiative for the RAs to do your hand washing. And then we also want you to engage in small talk with the participant. You're done with the study. You've efficiently proceeded through all the script lines and through all the protocol, through REDCap. Got this participant through the study. Let's talk about the Yankees for a second. Mariano coming back, all that stuff. Now you can sort of spend 5 minutes, a little bit of small talk, maybe while you're washing your hands, whatever it is. But once you're done with that, if you have any more questions, please remember to follow up with your physician or primary care provider. Then it says you're done. At the bottom of this form, mark this form complete and click Save and Continue. So we're going to do that. There. Alright, so for the RAs, you're done. Okay, you move on to the next person. And how you do that, just go back here. Select another record. Okay, so you're done with this one. Just go ahead there. Okay. And again, you're going to go to the Start page. The first form is the only place where you can add a new record. Alright, and that completes the loop.